Hello, A Standard CBSE children. Have a good day. Have a nice day. Today we are going to do video number 11, chapter 8, Cell Structure and Functions, part 1. This lesson, of course, it's a small lesson, but I have given some details. I am going to give some additional information that you are supposed to know. You need to learn these points. Okay. So, as such, part 1, these additional points. So, listen carefully, especially the descriptive part, and then further you can follow our textbook. Sharia? So, CBSE 8th Biology, this is video number 11, lesson chapter 8, Cell Structure and Functions, part 1. Right? Now, the picture what you are observing here, it is animal cell. This is animal cell as ultra structure of an animal cell, and this is plant cell. Okay. Now, this cell structure, as we know, cell is the functional and structural and functional unit of life, and like microorganisms, cells also unknown before the discovery of microscope. But later, it was Robert Hooke who was the first person to identify to observe the cells in cork cells. It is given as cork cell, right? And he examined a slice of cork under a microscope that had designed and observed a honeycomb-like network of cells. And he called these spores as cells. And he published his findings in his book Micrographia in the year 1665. So it was Robert Hooke who identified or who observed the structure of cell in a slice of a cork as honeycomb-like cell. What you are seeing, this is the honeycomb-like cell, and next to that is the microscope that was used in his period during 1665. The next video trace the history of microscope, discovery of microscope, cell detailed that we will do later. Then it was Anton von Leeuwenhoek who was the first person to observe the structure of bacteria, protozoa, RBC, etc. Anton von Leeuwenhoek was the first person to observe the structure of another protozoa, bacteria, and RBC. So this is what you are seeing is plant cell and animal cell. We are going to study in detail about the structure of plant cell and animal cell. Okay. So now we'll just continue. Now this is ultra structure of a plant cell. As such, cell microorganisms, plants and animals, they are made up of something, that is cell. So I say cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Okay. And normally based on the presence of number of cells, they are classified as unicellular and multicellular. And then based on the presence of genetic material, they are classified as prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes now, before identifying the nucleus. So karyo referring to nucleus. Before the detailed structure of nucleus was identified, this genetic materials were observed in some cells. They were termed as prokaryotes. Normally bacteria and blue-green algae, they are coming under the examples of prokaryotes. And eukaryote, now true. So all other cells which have a well-defined nucleus with the outer nuclear membrane, inner cytoplasm with the cell organelles, they are called eukaryotic cell. Now what you are seeing, this is ultrastructure of a plant cell. First, this is the outermost cell. The moon black line, actually the black line, blue line. Plant cell, it is green in color. So there is no black color at all. Plants ko animals ko nee black color use பண்ணக்கூடாது. Only dead cells may have black color. So now this is actually a diagram book print blue color. So plant cell will have outer cell wall which is rigid and with the definite shape. So plant cell, presence of definite cell wall, rigid cell wall. Inner to that, all that green color is the cytoplasm. And cytoplasm includes certain living inclusions and certain non-living inclusions. Living inclusions, they are mitochondria, Golgi body, chloroplast, ribosome and lysosome in animal cell, endoplasmic reticulum and ribosome. And as these are bound by another outer layer, first cytoplasm, அதுக்குள்ள இதெல்லாம் present, அதுக்கு ஒரு outer layer இருக்கிறதுனால these are called cell organelles. So I say membrane bound structure found within the cytoplasm are called cell organelles. I hope you understand. And then nucleus, it is having outermost nuclear membrane. Inner to that is the nucleoplasm with the chromatin network, that is chromosome and nucleolus. I hope you understand. So now this nucleus and cytoplasm together called protoplasm. So now cell is the structural and functional unit of life. It may be as prokaryote or eukaryote, and it may be unicellular or multicellular. Then the ultrastructure will have protoplasm, which in turn formed of nucleus and cytoplasm. It was the scientist Pickenji who coined the term protoplasm. I hope you understand this. Otherwise, we say protoplasm is the physical basis of life. So now we say this cell structure as plant cell nale, there are three important characteristic features present in the plant cell as presence of definite cell wall giving definite shape, presence of large vacuole, in the blue color large vacuole, and presence of plastid. Plastid which in turn there are three types as chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Now the plant cell the green color in the moon, these are all chloroplasts. So presence of plastids are the 3 points which are the characteristic feature of the plant cell. So now when we take the cell structure, they are arranged like a brick wall. The brick wall na the chengal adikirukkum illaya onnu mela onnu andha madiri in the cells they are arranged one above the other. Adhe samayam each cell they are in continuation with the other cell by the presence of structure called plasma desmata. I hope you understand. It is called plasma desmata. Okay. So this is ultrastructure of a plant cell. Further cell organelle one by one we will study. Okay. So first parts of a cell: cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, vacuole, plastid, centrosome, lysosome, mitochondria, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum with the ribosome. Normal lysosome, they are absent in plant cell. If present, they are only in very few plants they are present. Same way, plastic, it is absent in animal cell, and vacuole also, it is absent in animal cell. If present, they are very smaller in size. Okay, so these are the content of the cell structure, parts of a cell. Otherwise we say parts of a cell as plant cell na cell wall sollitu cell membrane solluvom, animal cell na it is only cell membrane. And then center nucleus, vacuole, plastic, centrosome, lysosome, mitochondria, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum and ribosome. I hope you understand. The next one, it is prokaryote and eukaryote channel. So the membrane bound nucleus, it is as nucleus with membrane bound as outer nuclear membrane, inner to that nucleoplasm with the nucleolus and with the chromatin network. That is called eukaryotic structure. Whereas prokaryote, there is no well-defined nucleus will be present. They are represented by genetic material. So there is no nucleus as such, they are represented by genetic material. So this is present in prokaryote cell. Prona before the discovery of nucleus, karyote referring to nucleus. Repeat பண்ணிட்டேன். Same way eukaryote and una true, karyote referring to nucleus. So cells with the true nucleus, with well-defined nucleus, they are called eukaryotic cell, and cell with the presence of only genetic material, they are known as prokaryotic cell. And that genetic material, they are called nucleoid or incipient nucleus. They are nucleoid or incipient nucleus. I hope you understand. Yeah? So this is about the prokaryote and eukaryotic cell. Now what you are seeing is unicellular and multicellular organism. And this is multicellular organism. That's for plant body and human body. All living organisms are made up of cells. A group of cells that have similar structure and function constitute a tissue. These tissues aggregate to form an organ. Many organs together constitute organ system. Organ systems aggregate to form an organism. This is for multicellular structure. So, first cell. All living organisms are made up of cell. So, here this ciliated epithelium. In the stomach wall, ciliated epithelium. This is a single cell. Now, in the ciliated epithelium, a group of cells forming a tissue. Ciliated epithelial tissue. And in the group of tissue, aggregate to form an organ. The stomach wall, it is formed of ciliated epithelial tissue. Stomach one organ. And then when it is constituted to the next, many organs together forming organ system, where stomach is one of the part of the digestive system. And where are they present? In human body. So this figure represents organism having organ system, digestive system, and adula stomach oru organ, adula layer covered by epithelial tissue and single cell ciliated epithelium. I hope you understand. Same way idhula organism or plant structure, organ system na idu shoot system, adula or leaf. The leaf or organ. Leaf is formed of mesophyll tissues, and the mesophyll tissue or cell, palisade parenchyma cell. I hope you understand. So this is forming the example for multicellular organism. So I say otherwise organization in an organism. Organization in an organism. Either cell, tissue, organ system and organism. அதுக்கு வந்து நீ இந்த flow chart படிச்சுக்கோ தெரியணும். இந்த example மட்டும்தான் கொடுப்பேன். You are asked to make a flow chart. I hope you understand. So this is for the example multicellular organism. ஒரு தடவை go through பண்ணு ஒரு செகண்ட். நல்ல அந்த diagram cell, tissue, organ system, organism. I hope you understand. Yes, sir. Shall we go to next? Right. All living organisms are made up of cells. A group of cells that are similar structure and function forming a tissue. Tissues form an organ. Many organs together forming organ system, and organ systems together form an organism. I hope you understand. இது வந்து ஒரு plant cell and animal cell நம்ம textbookல உள்ளது. Plant cell and animal cell as outer cell membrane. Animal cellக்கு cell membrane, plant cellக்கு வந்து நம்ம cell wall, then cell membrane சொல்லணும். Then large vacuole in plant cell, whereas in the animal cell வந்து small vacuole இருக்கும். And due to the presence of large vacuole in plant cell, nucleus is pushed to the periphery. Periphery na side. Whereas in animal cell, nucleus is present, and then the chloroplast is the characteristic feature of plant cell. சரியா? The cell wall வந்து என்ன சொல்றோம்னா நார்மலா அடுத்தது படிப்போம் டீடைலா. Cell wall, following that is the cell membrane. Right? The next one, it is cell membrane. It is also called plasma membrane or plasma lemma. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம bookல இல்லை, ஆனா உனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். சரியா? So cell membrane or plasma membrane or plasma lemma. So the cell membrane or plasma membrane or the plasma lemma is a thin membrane that covers the cell. It holds all the contents of the cell together and gives shape to the cell. Actually, animal cell வந்து flexible in nature, whereas plant cell will have definite shape. It allows only some substances to pass through it and is thus a semi-permeable membrane. And all material of the cell that is enclosed by the cell membrane is called protoplasm. And protoplasm has in turn cytoplasm and the nucleus. சரியா? Membrane என்ன சொல்றோம்? Membrane is a thin sheet-like structure that acts as a barrier. Membrane is a thin sheet-like structure that acts as a barrier. Okay. So, otherwise we say the content of a cell is enclosed by a membrane called plasma membrane. It is found around all living cells. It acts as a barrier and helps the substances inside a cell to remain concentrated. It is made of bilayer, otherwise we say bilayer or double layer of phospholipid. Phospholipid na phosphorus and lipid layer. Phospholipid in which protein and carbohydrate molecules are arranged. And the structure na unak tharalai anna purinjukko. So this cell membrane in turn made up of bilayer or double layer of phospholipid in which protein and carbohydrate molecules are arranged. Now functions enna pathomna, it provides an outer boundary to the cell and protects it from injury, and it controls the substances that are allowed to enter and exit the cell. And this regulation is called selective permeability. எல்லாத்தையும் உள்ள விடாது. எல்லா சப்ஸ்டன்ஸும் உள்ள போக முடியாது. So it is selective permeability. This is why a cell membrane is also called or described as selective permeable membrane. I hope you could follow this. The next one, it is cell wall. This cell wall is present in the plant cell. Now, in addition to plasma membrane, a plant cell has a cell wall around it. முதல்ல second presentation பார்த்தோம்ல green colorல definite cell wall. And cell wall is found around the plasma membrane. It is made up of cell wall material, cellulose and lignin. Cell wall materials are cellulose and lignin. And lignin is water resistant. And the cell wall provides rigidity, protection and support to a plant cell and prevents it from collapsing. This is the function of a cell wall. One line one mark question. Cell wall provides rigidity, protection and support to a plant cell and prevents it from collapsing. I hope you understand. This ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ. கொஞ்சம் பாஸ் பண்ணி கூட இந்த question answers படிக்கணும். Okay. So the cell wall is slightly elastic and its combined strength helps both small plants and tall trees maintain their shape even when they sway in strong wind. Cell wall வந்து கொஞ்சம் elastic-ஆவும், it has its strength. அது சின்ன செடியானாலும் சரி பெரிய மரமானாலும் காத்தடிக்கிறது இந்த branches எல்லாம் இப்படி ஆடும் இல்லையா, அப்போ வந்து இந்த cell wall is giving slight elasticity. That's what is given. Cell wall is slightly elastic and its combined strength helps both small plants and tall trees maintain their shape even when they sway away in strong wind. Sway away na apdi kaathadikkiradhula adu sway away in strong wind. The cell wall in young cells called primary cell wall. The herbs lala it is as primary cell wall. And it is much thinner and more elastic than those found in older cell. As and when the cell matures, plant grows, the cell wall is also becoming harder. Nama next idha padipom as a simple tissues padikronla, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, and the tissues da idhula varudhu. So cell wall in young cell is called primary cell wall and allows the young cell to grow. When cell stops growing, the primary cell wall becomes thicker and develops a new layer between it and the plasma membrane. And this is called secondary cell wall and it has more lignin than the primary cell wall. So, normally plant cell, especially shrubs and trees, in the cell wall pathina, outer primary cell wall, inner secondary cell wall and middle layer is called middle lamella. I repeat, primary cell wall, secondary cell wall and middle lamella. I hope you understand. The cell wall also plays an important role in the transfer of material between the cells. I hope you understand. So this is for the cell wall details. The next what you are going to see is the cytoplasm. So now first cell wall, cell membrane, and then cytoplasm. Adukulla the cell organelles la present. Okay, the jelly-like substance cytoplasm. The jelly-like substance that fills the cell is called cytoplasm. I repeat, the jelly-like substance that fills the cell is called cytoplasm. And it contains protein, sugar and some other compounds. The cytoplasm also contains small structures called cell organelles. What are cell organelles? Organelles are structures present in the cytoplasm that carry out different functions of the cell and also they are membrane bound. Right? So, adila nama oru structure paakaporom. Okay. So now what you are seeing, this purple color, this is endoplasmic reticulum. The center one வந்து nucleus. இதுவும் nucleus. ஆனா இந்த brown structure இந்த purple endoplasmic reticulum. Now this endoplasmic reticulum, it is forming a transport system. எப்படினாக்க starting from the inner nuclear membrane to the outer cell membrane. Till that it is forming transport system. Now this is forming a reticulum like structure. So this is reticular structure. Adila we find some dots. Dots they are ribosomes. So normally endoplasmic reticulum, it is as two types as rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum with the ribosomes, they are called rough endoplasmic reticulum, and with no ribosome, they are known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So now in the dot rough endoplasmic reticulum. Idhile dot whereas inge no dots. So this is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. I hope you understand. So the endoplasmic reticulum consists of folds of nuclear membrane that forms channels in the cytoplasm. It is used to produce, process. It is used to produce, process and transport materials such as protein and fat within the cell. Some areas of endoplasmic reticulum have granules called ribosomes on their surface, and the ribosomes are helpful for synthesis of protein. I hope you understand. So endoplasmic reticulum it is meant for transport system present between nuclear membrane to the cell membrane, and it is of two types, rough endoplasmic reticulum with the ribosome, smooth endoplasmic reticulum without ribosome. So what are the function? This endoplasmic reticulum provides large surface area for the metabolic activities of the cell. And rough ER, in short, rough ER, smooth ER, the SER. Rough ER plays important role in protein synthesis, and smooth ER is involved in synthesis of steroids, hormones and lipids. I hope you understand. So this is the function of endoplasmic reticulum. Now in the slide, in the presentation எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் pass பண்ணி the functions note பண்ணிக்கோ. நம்ம bookல இல்லை. We are supposed to learn these answers. Right? The next one. It is Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, and in plant cell it is called a dictyosome. So Golgi complex refers to a collection of Golgi body that look like flattened sac-like compartments arranged in stacks. This apparatus was first discovered by Camillo Golgi, spelling pathko Camillo Golgi, and they were closely with the endoplasmic reticulum and package substances in the form of vesicles or cisternae and transport nutrients to various parts of a cell. And Golgi apparatus is involved in the formation of lysosome. It is also responsible for the synthesis of cell wall and cell membrane. This is flattened sac, and this is newly forming vesicle. The round there are newly formed vesicles, and the flattened structure, it is called cisternae. Right? So this is incoming transport vesicle. Same way see here the flattened structure cisternae, idella vesicle. The rendu diagram more or less same. உனக்கு இந்த diagram ஈஸியா இருக்கும். லேபிள் இது பண்ணு. இந்த diagram போடு easy. Okay. So Golgi complex refers to a collection of Golgi body that look like flattened sac-like compartment arranged in stacks. It is discovered by Camillo Golgi, learned the spelling. They were also associated with endoplasmic reticulum and package substances in the form of vesicles or cisternae and transport nutrients to various parts of the cell. Now, functions involved in the formation of lysosome, also responsible for the synthesis of cell wall and cell membrane. So, this is for Golgi apparatus. Then lysosome, now figure lysosomes are often referred to as suicidal bag or digestive bag. They are membrane bound vesicles produced by endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex and often contain powerful digestive enzymes that are used to destroy worn-out organelles or digest foreign materials. Lysosomes are involved in the intracellular digestion of food particles ingested by the cell through endocytosis. Lysosome of WBC destroy pathogens and other foreign particles and thus take part in natural defense of the body. Right? And this lysosome, one more example. For example, this frog, in the life cycle of frog, it has, the life cycle shows metamorphosis. What is metamorphosis? A series of developmental stages from egg to adult. The process or phenomenon is called metamorphosis. And in frog, the stages are egg stage, tadpole stage. The larva stage is called tadpole stage, and the tadpole first external gill stage, then internal gill stage, then third formation of forelimb and hind limb, and then adult frog. Yeah, idhula first egg stage transformed into external gill stage. Gills are the respiratory organ, and this external gills, they are replaced by internal gills, and this internal gill in turn replaced by lungs when it becomes an adult. Appo the external gills, when it goes to internal, internal gills when it becomes lungs, they are destroyed in the lysosome. That is why they are called digestive bag or suicidal bag. I hope you understand. So this is a important structure, but lysosome present in animal cell, and in plant cell very few cells are having this lysosome. So they are often membrane bound vesicle produced by ER and Golgi complex and often contain powerful digestive enzymes and that are used to destroy worn out organelles or digest foreign materials. So they are small packet-like structure that break away from the Golgi body. They contain enzymes that are capable of digesting old organelles. The external gill stage and any foreign material that enters the cell. They therefore serve as digestive system of the cell, and they are also used by special cell to digest bacteria and dead or old cells. I hope you understand. So this is for the lysosome, their structure and function. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம textbookல கிடையாது. So நீ ஒண்ணுனா pass பண்ணி இத பத்தி தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். Okay, the next one, mitochondria. இது ரொம்ப important detailed question. Otherwise brief answer படிச்சுக்கோ. Mitochondria, it is called powerhouse of the cell. All living cells receive their supply of energy with the help of mitochondria, and they are very often referred to as powerhouse of the cell, and they are cylindrical in shape, bound by inner and outer membrane, and this inner membrane is thrown into fold called cristae that divide the chamber into incomplete compartment. Next in the figure காட்டுறேன் as mitochondria. So the inner membrane is drawn into fold called cristae that divide the chamber into incomplete compartments. These folds increase the surface area that can generate the energy-rich substance called adenosine triphosphate. In short, it is as ATP. Okay. Now the cristae have pin-headed bodies called F1 particle. It is also known as oxysome, which play important role in cell respiration. The area inside the inner membrane is called matrix. Normally, every cell will have outer cell wall, cell membrane, inner to that cytoplasm and nucleus. So now this cell organelles, they are also having membrane bound. So and the content ulla peru cytoplasm solamatom, it is called matrix. So the area inside the inner membrane is called matrix. Matrix contain enzyme that produce molecules used in the ATP. And functions of mitochondria, it synthesizes energy-rich compound ATP, and it is also having mitochondrial DNA na deoxyribonucleic acid and ribosome. Thus, it makes it a unique organelle. So it can synthesize its own DNA. So mitochondria is also called semi-autonomous body. I hope you understand. So this is function of mitochondria. Right? Now the diagram, what you are seeing here, this is outer membrane, inner membrane. In the pink fold, this is called cristae. And then the pin mari kutti irukilla, idella F1 particle. And then the dot on the DNA. I hope you understand. அதே மாதிரி இதில் பாரு, இதெல்லாம் இந்த லைட்டாக தெரியுது, தேர் ஆர் மைட்டோகாண்ட்ரியல் டிஎன்ஏ. இந்த ஃபோல்டு எல்லாம் என்னது, they are cristae. The space between the white structure எல்லாம் intermembrane space, they are all called matrix. Are you clear? So this is for the mitochondria structure. And then one minute, mitochondria are small rod-shaped structure present in the cytoplasm in which food is oxidized to obtain energy. So they are called powerhouse of the cell. நம்ம இதெல்லாம் இந்த டீட்டெயில்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம புக்கில் இல்லை. நான் அடுத்த வீடியோ தான் புக் டீட்டெயில் போடுறேன். ஸோ இந்த வீடியோவை கொஞ்சம் பொறுமையாக நின்று எல்லாத்தையும் வரிசையாக பாஸ் பண்ணி படிக்கணும். இதுலேருந்து நிறைய கொஸ்டின் கேட்பேன். சரியா? ஸோ மைட்டோகாண்ட்ரியா, தே ஆர் a double membrane as outer and inner. Inner membrane is thrown into fold called cristae. சரியா? So this is for the structure of, நிறைய ரிப்பீட் பண்ணிருக்கேன், நிறைய கேட்டுக்கோ. Okay. The next one, it is chloroplast. As I said, plant cell, it is having a characteristic feature of presence of chloroplast. Normally, plant cell is characterized by the presence of cell wall, presence of plastid, presence of large vacuole. Now this plastid, it is of three types as chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Chloroplasts are present in the green parts of the plant and they take part in the most important function and process, photosynthesis. Right? And this chromoplast, they are present in the flower as xanthophyll and anthocyanin pigment, giving different colors to the flowers and fruits. And leukocytes are colorless plastids. The chloroplast structure, it is more or less elliptical in shape with the outer and inner membrane. Then as I said, it is a cell organelle. So the content, the cytoplasm solamatum, adukku peru stroma matrix. Now this stroma matrix, it is formed of numerous lamellar structure that is called stroma lamella. Adukulla we find patches of green pigments called grana, singular granum. When this granum is arranged like a pile of coin, they are called thylakoids. I hope you understand. When the granum with the chloroplast, chlorophyll pigment more concentrated, when they are piled up like a coin, they are called thylakoid. சரியா? So actual photosynthesis will start from this thylakoid region. I hope you understand. So chloroplast in the inner solrum, outer and more or less elliptical in shape, outer and inner layer. They are green in color. They have stroma matrix with the stroma lamellae, and the green chlorophyll pigments, when they are concentrated, they are called grana. Then this granum, when they are piled up like a coin, they are known as thylakoids. Are you clear? So this is the structure of chloroplast. They take part in photosynthesis and they also contain a small amount of DNA. So this is also a semi-autonomous body. So this is for the chloroplast. Next is the nucleus. Now what you are seeing is the true nucleus, otherwise eukaryotic nucleus. This is having an outer nuclear membrane, inner to that otherwise nuclear envelope, inner to that the nuclear envelope, inner to that is the nucleoplasm. Cytoplasm solamatum, this is called nucleoplasm. And then this spherical structure, this is called nucleolus, taking part in synthesis of ribosome, formation of ribosome and protein synthesis taking place in the nucleolus. And then all this kocha network, they are called chromatin. This chromatin, normally we call it as network of chromosome. And this chromosome in turn formed of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. And this DNA in turn formed of genes, which are the carriers of hereditary characters. Okay. Now, in the structure of chromosome, diagram na kudukle, but understand panigo. This chromosome is having a centromere with the two arms as called pellicle, and inner to the pellicle is the chromosomal matrix, and that chromosomal matrix will have network of structure called chromanimata, which in turn formed of DNA, in turn genes. As I said, genes are the carriers of hereditary characters. So நம்ம bookல genes பத்தி இருக்கு, அது உனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். எங்க page number 1 minute. Genes it is a unit. 1 minute. Page 97. Gene is a unit of inheritance in living organisms. It controls the transfer of hereditary characteristics from parents to the offspring. So nucleus is an important component of living cell. It is generally spherical in shape and located in the center of the cell. Plant cell it is pushed towards the side due to the presence of large vacuole. Nucleus is separated from cytoplasm by a nuclear membrane. It is porous and allows the movement of material between the cytoplasm and inside the nucleus. Now with the microscope, we can see small spherical body inside the nucleus, that is called nucleolus. In addition, nucleus contains thread-like structure, chromosome that carry genes, and they help in inheritance or transfer of characters from one generation to the other. right? The functions of nucleus, in addition to its role in inheritance, it acts as a controlling center of the activities of the cell, and the entire content of the living cell is known as protoplasm. And then one more vacuole. I will figure vacuole. Nama first plant cell pathalla, a large vacuole is present in the plant cell, which is the characteristic feature of plant cell, and outer layer, the lining layer of the vacuole, it is called tonoplast, and it is filled with the cell sap. Vacuole is not empty, it is filled with the cell sap. Cell sap is rich in cell nutrient content with the minerals and vitamins. At the same time, normally we see it is a blank looking structure in the cytoplasm. Vacuole is a vacuole is a blank looking structure in the cytoplasm, but it could be a single or big as in onion cell, because onion cell is a plant cell, whereas cheek cell, animal cellular cheek cell, cheek irukla, and the cellular, the vacuoles are smaller in size. So large vacuoles are common in plant cell, and it is smaller in animal cell. So vacuole ரொம்ப important, the tonoplast and the cells are structure. I hope you understand. So in the next video 12 வந்து textbook content order details with the figures we will study. Now what I covered in this video 11, chapter 8, cell structure and function and additional information. First இதோட cell structure and function தெரிஞ்சிட்டு தான் நம்ம வந்து book content க்கு போயிருக்கோம் as a part 2. I hope you understand. So go through this video again and again, pause பண்ணி, ஏன்னா இதில் உள்ள content நமக்கு சில இது textbookல கிடையாது, but I will ask in the test paper. I hope you understand. So we will continue in the next video session. Thank you. Go through the lesson. Have a nice day. Have a good day. Thank you.